Once you figure out how to make your guns and ammunition work reliably, there are other areas of preparation that we can improve on before we grab our guns and head to the loading table. Hi, I'm Branchwater Jack, and today we're talking all about mental preparation here on the firing line. Each stage begins with the reading of the stage instructions. These instructions outline the course of fire for that stage. Some stage writers may say, do this, then do that, and then end by doing this, while others may just tell you what to do and don't necessarily tell you how to do it. No matter how the stage writer has written the instructions, we have many options on what we can do from the time of the beep to that last shot is fired. As new shooters, we spend a lot of time focusing on the shooting string. That is to say, where each of our bullets are going and in what order we're shooting our guns. But as we become more proficient and familiar with basic shooting strings, we begin to realize that there are many more things that we can focus on to improve our experiences on the firing line. For instance, how you transition the stage from one firearm to another, where and how our firearms are staged. Are there any mental cues that you can use to simplify your pistol transitions? And so many more thoughts and ideas begin to run through your head, and they can be overwhelming at first. So, how do we better prepare our heads for the task at hand? First, you have to realize that this is a learning process, and what works for one person may not work for another. Some people are visual learners, and they need to see to learn. Some people are physical learners and learn by doing, while others can hear things just one time and then they're good to go. For those that are visual learners, reading the written instructions and even walking the stage may help you cement things in your mind. Auditory folks may be able to listen to the posse marshal read off the instructions and they're good to go. And kinetic learners may have to go through the motions of a stage to make sure that they are prepared to shoot it. I myself have used all three of these methods from one time to another. When I started, I wrote all over my shooter's book, all those things that I thought that I needed to remember. I would then reference my notes one last time prior to heading to the loading table. Nowadays, I will listen to the instructions, usually looking at the targets, while trying to find mental triggers to help me successfully complete the stage. And then I practice. Wait, what? I practice the stage? Well, we're not allowed the opportunity to literally practice the stage with guns and ammo, but we do have plenty of opportunities to practice the stage before we shoot it. Look around, and you might see folks near their gun carts quietly visualizing the stage ahead, and they probably are even physically practicing what they're preparing themselves to do. While they're not firing or actually using any guns, it can actually be compared a lot like miming the stage movements, the transitions, and even the shooting strings as they go through their process to prepare for the stage. The steps that you go through to mentally prepare for the stage are entirely dependent on what works best for you. But there are a couple of things that we should all have in common. First, never go to the loading table until you're ready. Once we hit the loading table, our minds have to be focused on getting our guns properly loaded and ready to go. The last thing you want to be doing at the loading table is become distracted, trying to think about the stage and forgetting to load a pistol. Second, remember that once you're called up to the firing line, you own that stage. Don't let yourself be rushed by anyone and sacrifice what it is that you are trying to accomplish. Personally, if you look at me when I'm staging my guns, it may look like I'm deliberate about it. And trust me, I am. But what you may not realize is that I'm actually going through my mental process as I'm staging those guns. It takes just a second or two, but I'm thinking about my hands, where my feet need to be, where my eyes need to be. What target am I going to pull up on? In reality, it's a very quick mental exercise, a dry run of the stage. One last time before I take my starting position, give the line, and wait for the beep. So while we all may be approaching the stage just a little bit different, because of our learning style, our hand dominance, our personal preference, our shooting style, or which way the wind might even be blowing, we can all make sure that we are mentally prepared to tackle the stage after that mind-numbing beat clears our mind. No matter how you decide to tackle your next stage, I hope to see you soon on the firing line.